Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of In This Together. Today, I am joined with
Thao Trung.
and Tao. What brings you to In This Together podcast today?
I just love having those really nice, intimate, heart to heart conversations and just kind of that real and raw factor of that. And I just want to share that more with the world because I feel like, especially now, we need more of that.
That's so true. And as you said, raw and unfiltered, and that's what we are in This Together podcast.
Yeah.
And today, you guys, we are talking about balancing femininity and business. Okay. So just to go ahead and start off, Tao, what does femininity mean to you personally?
I think this goes beyond just like what you wear and like the clothes you put on, but like it's how you act. And I feel like we literally just talked about this, but it's like how do you handle yourself in like certain situations? It's like the way you talk, the way that you act, like your hand gestures, your body language, it matters so much. And it's just like those small little things that kind of like makes you different in like with other women around. It's not as feminine, but like
Exactly. Yeah.
there.
So, as you guys know, my background is commercial real estate, as we talked about in the previous episode. But Tao here, can you go ahead and tell the audience what do you specialize in and what year are you in school right now?
Yeah, so I'm currently a senior. I'm a hospitality student from Georgia State University, in the Robinson College of Business School.
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers! And my kind of sector in hospitality is event management and hotel management. And I currently, I should say, I'm still interning for Hunter Hotel Advisors as their Hunter Hotel Investment Conference intern. And that basically means that I'm in charge of like big corporate events and conferences, and lots of planning, lots of organization going on. So less like hands off of finance and real estate, more so like structured, like more coordination wise,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
More
Like
communication,
logistics.
logistics,
Yeah.
yeah.
Communication, logistics. Love that. Love that. So, taking a step back in your early college career,
Yeah.
okay, starting off, what intimidated you the most? And especially as a woman, was it male dominated? Were there women that were like minded in the space? What did that look like?
I feel like hospitality is actually like a really good like sector of industry to get into because like they're just so welcoming.
Yeah.
And I did know that going into it. I thought it was just like a super like obviously it's business so there's still like the males and like their ways and their views and ideologies, but it's just like at the end of the day it's like how you treat people. That's what hospitality is.
Yeah.
And we kind of just build off of that and make it to a grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
The hardest thing about hospitality is just putting yourself out there, and I feel like especially with like people our age, that's really really hard because we're so tied to like our technology and just like having a screen to our face and just always having like our phones on, and I think we don't like always like have that, intimate like connection. And that's literally what hospitality is. You have to have that connection
Yeah.
to make your career. It's a make or break situation.
I love that you mentioned the connection component because I talked about it previously is business at the core is about communications. We've already discussed this, and I feel as though as women in our femininity, we have this great understanding of where people come from. And in service, that's what you really need.
Yeah.
When it comes to dealing with clients, interacting when deals go wrong,
Exactly.
how to handle the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, getting everybody on the same page.
Right.
We're really good at that, and we're really good at doing it strategically,
Yeah.
not being overly bossy because I mean a lot of women get called bossy. Yeah, misconceptions about being aggressive in order to succeed. Are there any misconceptions that come to mind? I'm thinking about this one.
First.
Okay. So when I think about a successful woman, let's start with that. When I think about a successful woman, right? The typical successful woman ingrained into our mind is, she comes into the office.
Power suit on.
Where's the paperwork? Oh, the
Yes.
Where is the paperwork that I asked for?
Yeah.
And like you said, the power suit, the black and
The
white.
strut.
Yes, the strut.
The aura, the power that she holds.
But she still has her makeup done. She's still wearing her earrings.
Her hair's done.
Her hair. She's wearing her high heels.
Right. Her
and
nails are done.
her nails.
Yes.
And it's like, I can't even do XL with long nails. It's like,
Typing with nails on is a nightmare.
it is. But it's like, why is this the woman that comes into my mind? Why do I have to be an aggressive woman
Right.
in order to succeed?
Right. I feel like guys really like that part of us though, like seeing that we can like handle it. It's like
But like they like it in a professional way because I think personally that they don't like it in a romantic way. No.
it's like I'm a very high achieving student. I like to like get those acknowledgments. I like those achievements. I like getting my goals and I like that recognition.
How many awards did you just win?
10 scholarships. I would say
10.
$50,000 in scholarships.
Shut up. No way.
Straight to my bank account, guys.
So
Snaps to that. Yeah, so 10 scholarships totaling $50,000 in scholarship money. I've been on one fully funded trip to Dubai. And then this summer I'm gonna go to Europe and that's
There
getting
she
all
go.
paid for. Thank you to the scholarship money.
thank you so much to GSU. Thank you so much, Cecil B. Day.
Thank you, Cecil B. Day. Thank you, hospitality industry. And then on top of that, like my LinkedIn is like I built my brand.
Talk about building your brand.
Yeah.
Let's hit that point.
Okay. A lot of students don't get it until like it's like they're about to graduate. And I feel like more students should try and build their brand like as soon as possible. Who are you? Can you reciprocate how you are via LinkedIn, via social media, but also in like your professional life? And I keep that very consistent.
Yeah.
And having that consistency makes you stand out. And I post all the time on LinkedIn and having that consistent just like, hey, like I'm doing this, like just like on your feed, like think about me. That also helps and goes a really long way because they like being involved in your life.
Right.
And just not being afraid to like making themselves like known in that space as well.
With the posting, and I'm a huge believer that what you post is a representation of yourself, of your work.
Yes.
And you know, I run a blog, NeoCRE, shameless plug, go check it out, neocre.blog. Anyway, and every time I post, and it gets better with each post, right? I have this fear of what are the professionals going to think about it? Because it is research and I am making a thesis and I'm backing it up with claims that are then backed up with evidence. And it's always scary though, because the formatting needs to be what I think is a standard, because, you know, that'll translate into when I am really working. I am at the desk and I'm writing a research report and it needs to be formatted how this client likes it, right? So I think that's a great point that you touched on, is building your brand on LinkedIn and posting what represents you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that'll tell employers a lot, right?
Exactly.
And the being scared part about it, you know, I had a scary, like, I was like, I'm talking to a void right now. I had nobody on LinkedIn. Low key, like, LinkedIn is kind of getting more casual. I don't know if you've noticed.
It is.
You know, which I kind of like that.
To add on to your point about like being scared about posting, I feel like that is honestly like what you're doing with Neo series.
Because like Neo is like new, and then CRE commercial.
Cute.
Yeah.
But like I feel like just from like meeting all of these like industry leaders and professionals from like such a young age, that what you're doing like right now, they eat that up. Your voice putting it like getting out there. It's like, what are you seeing that they aren't? They're literally tied to their desk looking at data all day, every day.
Wow.
So they want that new pair of eyes, a young new pair of eyes, the next minds coming in. Like, what are you seeing? What are you catching that I'm not? And I see those likes as a lot because it's like, okay. So they love that actually. Having that fresh perspective.
As students, as college students, we of course have this student mindset where any professional that we go to, we just want to have them as a mentor, right?
Right.
Instead of saying, how can I add value? Okay? Because what I've realized with NeoCRE is that I can go to somebody and say, hey, do you know this new financing structure that you can implement in order to source more capital? And they're like, what? Like, you're literally a college student. I'm like, I know, but this is the research that I've done. Let me schedule a chat with you and let's talk about it. I feel like going this route instead of going like, tell me more about the market right now. What are the deals that you're working
Like
on, right?
analyzing you.
Yeah. Like I'm just like interviewing you for the sake of like wanting a job, right?
Yeah.
But what I want is a deal.
Oh.
Right? That students our age need to really start focusing on that mindset of we are fully capable.
Yeah.
The resources are at our fingertips.
Yes. Especially in this modern time.
With AI,
Too.
so many resources. Like it's so easy to go to your friend next to you and be like, "Hey, did you know that we could buy this residential property doing subject to and putting 5K down?" Shameless plug if you're in this Georgia area. Well, let me teach you a little some. But we are fully capable of doing it. Okay, so changing your mindset, that is a great way to be successful.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment where you needed to like toughen up or like speak louder or
So one of my experiences I had like working in the industry, I was like presenting like what I was doing, during the week, and I feel like the people there are already so seasoned, and they already know each other also, like the cliques are even formed.
Yeah.
So like I have to like toughen up, like I have to speak louder, I have to like literally like like sit up.
Yeah.
Like sit up.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that until like I want to like the third week into that I was like, okay, like I have to like actually like stand up and speak now. So I started to actually like format like my presentations or my slides that I'll do for that company like exactly like how they wanted it, but like make it even better.
To put yourself out.
Exactly.
basically,
I was I had to like elbow grease it, like kind of like make my voice heard because like I'm the youngest one there.
Yeah.
I'm the newest one there. So like what can I do to like make myself stand out?
Bringing me to my next question. Do you like the hustle culture? I love it. I eat
I
it up.
love it. Oh my god. I love
I
it.
love it. Yeah.
I feel like it's just me as its person, like being ambitious and being highly driven.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just like built in my blood from my parents, from my
Yeah.
grandparents. It's like just genes at this point.
So, tell me,
Yes, Isabel.
how does emotional intelligence, integrity, and collaboration look like to you as a leader and being feminine?
I kind of want to like draw this back to an example because I feel like as you're saying these words to me, there's like this one person that just pops up in my mind immediately. And that's my current boss. She's the GOAT. Like she's probably one of the best bosses I've ever had. By far, she takes the cake. She is the definition of like grace and power. It's like just like what you mentioned, how like what do you envision like a woman of power to be? She's literally there like before anybody else, and she's the last one to leave.
I want to know, why is she that grace and that power, because of how does she handle situations? Like what? Yeah.
I think that with her being the only female in power in that company, you have to like stand your ground. And she does it, but with so much grace and so much like femininity. It's like she'll never yell, like she'll never ever like raise her voice ever, but she's just so like stern with it, and she's very like confident in her words and her actions.
Yeah.
And she's respected. That's also that
Exactly.
she's respected.
It gets you respect when you can be that calm,
Exactly.
inner feminine, because
Yes.
people know that you mean business,
Exactly.
but you, like I said, like that understanding component is that they trust in your intuition. That was something that happened to me over this past summer. This was an example of my femininity coming out, and it didn't even hit me until like just now when we were speaking.
Okay.
And basically that they look at me and they said, "Why are you doing that right now? We shouldn't even be doing that. You should be prioritizing this work," like telling me what to do. And so I just look at him after he said that, and I was like, and I walked away.
Okay.
I didn't need to say anything. I
Yeah.
didn't need to explain anything. I trust in my intuition to get things done. And then guess what? If I don't get it done the right way, at least I did it, right? Because it's a learning opportunity as an intern, okay?
Right.
But you're coming at me from a place of insecurity, a place of she's threatening my ego, and you're putting that back onto me, and you want me to explode. I don't think so. I don't think so, sir. Yeah, but that's just like an example of how to lead with femininity. What I want to talk about now is how to say no to opportunities. Because as women, we're very service oriented, we're very understanding,
Mhm.
and we sometimes like to people please. And I just had this conversation with my mentee about this, and she was overwhelmed. I said, learn to say no, you know?
Mhm.
And I struggled with this. And that's when I had to take a step back and
Yeah.
prioritize me
Mhm.
and what I want to do,
Exactly.
And I struggled with saying no because it's like you want to make those who you care about happy.
Yeah.
As women, we love loving,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that's one example of how I had to take a step back and say no. But have you ever learned to say no, or how was that?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're talking about that. Oh my gosh.
We hit the spot.
We hit the spot. Here's the bullseye. So we've established that I love overachieving. And when opportunities come my way, even like when I was first getting started, even now, like I want to take on as many projects, as many opportunities as I can because I'm like, why not? Like, what is there for you to lose? You can only benefit from it. But um when I entered my like working phase in college, mind you, I'm the VP of two different orgs. For RCB, which is the Robinson College of Business. And that alone is already a big chunk of my time. Not to mention, I'm a full-time student still. So I'm like balancing like a good chunk of like core classes that are remaining for my senior year, but also I'm working. So it's like there's just so many, and my social life. Let's not forget my social life. Stuff like that, like I had to learn to really prioritize.
Yeah.
Like what does my future life look like to me? And like that kind of like made my decisions of like what I can say yes versus no to.
Right.
And whether that means I have to like take a step back from like certain like events that I attend to for like different orgs, or maybe like not attending certain like school functions or school events, or like even socially, like if there's a concert or like dinner, like I might have to say no. And like but be okay with it too. I feel like
Yeah.
we have like as people pleasers, like saying no is really hard, especially for me. So like having to like stand my ground and be like, hey, like I really appreciate it, but given just what's going on my plate and like my priorities, it doesn't align with my time right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm respectfully saying no. It's something that you definitely have to work on early in your career because it's better to say no now and learn it now than like 20 years when you have kids and a husband and you're like, how do I get out of this like work function for like a family vacation? Like,
Doing it now
yeah,
for your future self.
exactly.
And like that's something that I'm learning, right? I'm working out now. I'm
Mhm.
eating right now so that for my future self, I'm not thinking about, oh my God, my 20s. I was just like not taking care of myself.
Right. Protect your peace.
Protect your peace.
Protect-
Surrounding yourself with people who value that
Oh my gosh, yeah.
is highly important. Surrounding yourself with the people who understand you and will appreciate how you are and what your personality is and how you want to touch into that feminine energy.
I feel like some of like my core friends, like the one of the things that we have in common is that we're all so driven. And just like we want more with our lives, and like how can we as individuals, succeed but also help each other succeed?
Yeah,
Because like life is lonely, so how can we, like empower each other and empower, those around us?
exactly.
And it's just like having that like nice knit group of friends who's willing to like celebrate your wins but also be there for your lows is so crucial.
So important.
And they help you build and mold yourself into that person that you want to be in the future.
Exactly.
So,
Having your friends as people who you look up to.
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's so important. Because why would I be hanging out with somebody who is just like, I don't know, like drinking all the time and doesn't go to their classes,
or like not taking their life serious or their future serious.
You're gonna have a future family.
Exactly. For you also, like if you're out drinking or you're out like doing weird like things that are not super great for your health, like there are going to be consequences to that, and like not going to classes, and you're paying for those classes also.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure we've all taken an economics course.
Oh my gosh.
One of the principles is the uh
Literally like
opportunity cost.
Commission.
we've all taken economics before, and we all know the opportunity cost
Yeah.
that comes with our decisions.
Yep.
You know, just like if you are drinking, if you are partying at till like 1 2 I don't know how long people party anymore. I've been out of the loop for a minute. Girl.
Gotta get
I-
there.
Anyway, so we have such a short life. I'm getting chills from this. Like, our lives are truly so short.
And time flies.
It does.
Time flies so quick.
So fast. It's like you were just a freshman.
I was a freshman who didn't even know what she wanted to do with her life.
Like, and now Pal's out taking big strides, being a representation for the hospitality school of business. She
Building my brand.
she's going on to Hunter Hotel stages. Going to Dubai. Hello. Kudos to the students who are out here grinding, making their brand, and just putting. Thank you. Thank you.
Add this the clapping sound effect.
But yeah, and that's why I want to put this out there and tell people that you don't have to be afraid anymore. That it's time to make a difference in your life, and especially the women out there. You don't have to be afraid, because we're two women who are doing it all. And we're two women that are still being girls through it all. We're still retaining our femininity and focusing on what matters most, and that's our future. And
doing it for our future selves.
Our future selves, future family, and to retire.
Europe. I'm retiring in
We're
Europe.
gonna retire in Europe.
Or Dubai.
Or Singapore. I heard Singapore was nice.
Oh my gosh.
I heard Thailand was pretty cheap.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Are there any closing thoughts that you'd like to add?
Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to like make your voice heard, because you never know who you're gonna impact.
I love that.
And do it for your future self. Because there was a quote that I had on my phone, which
I was just about to talk about a quote that I had. It's it was on Pinterest.
I literally I was showing you pictures right now.
Obviously, and you don't know who's in the room. Oh my god, I'm like butchering
I'm
it.
like I literally trying to find this quote. Brief information while we find.
No, like give us a second. This is literally like women researchers. Right?
Talk about femininity.
Ladies, if you're ever stressed out, go on Pinterest or talk to ChatGPT. Oh, it was this one.
You
It was
found
this one.
it?
Yeah, it's like right there. Okay. You inspire people who pretend to not even see you.
I like that quote. We're gonna stick with
Okay.
that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll plug one that I really like.
Okay.
This one got me through like a lot of like weird lows. There is a seat waiting for you at tables you haven't even seen. The more that you make yourself known and like putting yourself out there, you never know who's watching. And you never know what seat awaits you at a table you don't even know exists.
Exactly. And who's advocating for you at
yes,
the table.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
I want all my viewers to define success in your own terms, whether that is through femininity or whether that's just being authentically you.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that you can ask for, being the most authentic self and bringing that to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just want to thank Thao for being on this episode of In This Together. Thank you so much for joining, Thao. And if you guys want to connect with Thao, I can plug her
All of my
LinkedIn,
links, just
all
like
of her
everywhere on
links.
the screen.
Yeah, she is always down for somebody to reach out, you know, connect with her.
Yeah,
reach
come
out.
Chat.
Yeah,
Come chat with me.
chat with
I'm
her.
so open to talk.
Drop a comment, like if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and connect with me as well. And I will see you all in the next episode of In This Together. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.